Hello, hello, folks. This is Bugsy. I hope you enjoyed today's video about Scourge. Well, Scourge reacting to Scourge of Darkness. I didn't intend it to be this long. It kind of came out that way, and that's kind of what happened. But I want to do more Scourge and Ichigo videos because honestly, I kind of miss writing stories with those two because it's just farther enough removed from my main cast of characters, but close enough I can actually do more things with. Plus, I was thinking, like, what if I ever did a Scourge movie? I mean, everybody's like, we're gonna get a standalone Joker movie. I'd be, I'd be down to do a freaking Scourge movie, well, like in Source Filmmaker. But I gotta get that thing to work again, and oh my god. But I really think a Scourge movie that would delve into his backstory a little bit more, or maybe it could be the backstory I created, or what people were, what a certain writer would have actually had planned for Scourge. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever get that. So we'd probably have to go with my backstory, just my backstory or headcanon for Scourge, and make that into a movie. Like we see how Scourge or Evil Sonic back in those days uh, took had the got with the suppression squad and he pretty much a little glance of his first meeting with Sonic and some other key things that made Scourge into the person that he is today. I don't know. I feel like if I ever did that one, it would be pretty cool. Like, I don't know why, there's a lot of things, Scourge's backstory is the one thing that really interests me because we don't really know that much about him. We only know what we've been shown. But I'm telling you, the father and son thing is what really just sparks my interest. When Scourge cried, and no one has ever really, I don't know, no one ever really either gave a fuck or never really wanted to talk about it other than me. Because I've seen people talk, because people haven't talked about Scourge crying because I really think that's interesting and it makes me think that maybe Scourge actually did when he was Evil Sonic. He may actually did try to be a hero once, and he just found that being a hero was basically pointless. So he's like, I might as well if I can't beat him, I might as well join them. So that's pretty much where he's at, where he was at. But will I tie it into my lore? I don't know, maybe. If I ever did it, maybe. But then again, I don't think they have a decent Ichigo model I could use. But yeah, but yeah, but I know you have the various question of Bugsy. Why do you have Ichigo Kurosaki, basically now Ichigo Kuro, and Scourge actually together as friends? Well, back in the day, I used to have a bunch of friends I RP'd with, right? So we came up with Ichigo being, Bugsy John Kuro's son, and Scourge kind of having Ichigo as a friend, mostly because, mostly because we just thought it was a really weird but kind of cool out there idea. After we saw the father and son's comic, and the father and son's part of the of one of the comics, and we were like, what if we went a little bit further with that? Basically, Ichigo and Scourge's friendship is mostly due in part, mostly a part of that old continuity I kind of held on to, mostly because my friends are no longer here anymore. They're not dead or anything. They just kind of left you. They kind of left YouTube back in the day because a lot of things happened though in those days, and I'll explain that in another video. Trust me, it's a little bit crazy, but I'll talk about it. But basically, basically, so yeah, it's just me trying to keep my friend's continuity intact. So there, that is. But I kind of like their dynamic because with each always kind of being there, he was always kind of skirt when he actually bus scourged out of prison. And he kind of had to go under an assumed name, even though who's gonna like who wouldn't freaking notice a green hedgehog that talks like this? Who wouldn't notice that, right? But I would say each was always his kind of like kind of his like Ichigo kind of served as his friend and sort of brotherly figure, but also kind of like his conscience. So whenever Scourge wanted to do something a little bit more evil or unsavory, Ichigo would look at him and be like, "Dude," and he'd be like, "Come on, Kuro, let me just show this person a little bit why you don't fuck with us." And they would get into fights with other people, but you know, each would always try to stop him and basically stop him from actually doing any serious damage. And yes, he is. And yes, Ichigo Kurosaki is basically a part of my continuity. And since it's a fan continuity, I don't think people should look too much into it. It's just what I wanted to. It's just what I still had from my older continuity that I had with my friends, and I just wanted to keep it alive, basically. So don't look too much into it. Like, don't like go, why is this happening? It's just happening because it's something my friends would find. But if you want a real explanation of why each and you know Ichigo or each as Scourge calls him, or Ichi as Scourge likes to call him, why they friends? It's mostly because when Ichigo was just a boy in this version, he actually talked to Scourge when he was a little kid, when he was still anti-Sonic, right? And Ichigo showed him the kindness that not a lot of people showed in Moebius, because Moebius is where a bunch of people, where a bunch of people from the main, where it's reversed, but Ichigo was the only one that ever showed him actual kindness. So yeah, a little bit of that. I'll explain a little bit more if you guys want to actually hear this story. But bottom line is, and then Ichigo busted him out of prison, so he was kind of indebted to him for a while. And there was one time where he actually had his debt repaid, but Scourge stayed around because that's that's the only real friend he actually has. Everybody else either wants to kill him or, well, if you're Rosie, wants to kill him, wants to kiss him and smash him. So yeah, Ichigo's like the only friend he has. When Ichigo got with Orihime and they had kids, Scourge was kind of the nanny. He was he was kind of like the babysitter of the kids. At first, he didn't like the idea. But as time went on, he actually kind of enjoyed being the kid's babysitter and actually teaching them a little bit about kind of defending themselves. But okay, but Scourge told Ichigo's kids this. Now, kids, remember, don't be like your Uncle Scourge. I had to pay for everything that I've ever done to people. If you're going if you're going to get ahead in this life, you're going to have to actually protect the people you care about. Don't be like me. I don't want you two to be like me. What you need to be are the kind of people your your dad is, or even your own people, but still know how to defend. Don't don't always attack to kill. If there's no other option, then do it. But if there is another way, try your best to not go the route that I went. You're, where I'm from, where I'm from, everybody's a dick to each other just because. Where but where we're at right now, everybody's everybody's even. You can be good or evil. You can't just be one thing. So remember, kids, defend yourselves, but don't ever attack. Don't ever fight out of anger. Don't ever try to give in to your anger, because by giving in to your anger, you'll be like me, and you don't want that. And that was the kind of thing I was actually kind of referencing in the video, where each goes, I know what you said to the kids. So Scourge, in a way, is kind of like his kind of like the kid's mentor. Like they're like he's like their Mr. Miyagi. If Mr. Miyagi was a formerly evil head dog. But basically the point is the point was to do the reaction, but do the reaction the way that Scourge would basically do it. And I'm, basically a reformed Scourge and how we feel about the way that that McGleary's video kind of portrays him as. You know, because Scourge never worshipped anybody or was under the foot of anybody, not for too long at least. So, because he was always his own person. So, him seeing another version of himself, having him say "Hail Nephilis," and killing people with a gun is just something he doesn't do. It's just something he just finds distasteful for a reason I'm probably going to get into if you want to. If probably another reason I'm going to get into in a later date. But basically what had happened, I would say anti King Max and Jeffrey St. John ordered the anti Jeffrey St. John to kill um, to kill to kill anti Jules and probably his mother. And when Scourge actually tried to be a hero, it just never really panned out for him. That's why he became. That's why when he was still anti-Sonic, he just decided to be evil. See, I always felt like Scourge actually had a reason for him being evil. I always thought that even though it's the anti-Mobius, they all had, a lot of them. I think Scourge is the only one that truly had a reason for being evil. I mean, it's not like, we're not supposed to sympathize with them too much at first, but I don't know. Whenever I saw a comic, it made me think of Scourge in a different way. So there, that is. Because I feel like Scourge did a lot of things he isn't proud of. Well, Scourge says a lot of things that he really never showed the slightest bit of remorse for, but but I feel like but I feel like when Jewel said, "Do you want that on your head too? Do you want do you want the fact that do you want the fact that you killed me on your head too?" Either Scourge really did kill his father, or he saw his father die, and it was probably partially his fault. The one thing he regrets. But but he, when he joined, when him and Ichigo hung out, Ichigo didn't see him as just a bully. I mean, maybe I would say at first he kind of did, but after a while he understood that Scourge has a little bit more to him than just, hail to the king. And that's one of the reasons why they became friends. Now, is Ichigo in my version a soul reaper still? Kinda. He still has his full brain power, but him and Scourge are actually kind of like, okay. Now I know this sounds a little weird, but they're kind of like hunters, like in Supernatural, but like in concept, yeah. But they'll get called by something, spiritual or whatever, and they'll go and take care of it. Sometimes they'll deal with other things from Scourge's dimension, from Scourge's universe, from Scourge's multiverse. But other than that, it's always going to be like paranormal stuff. I kind of want to do more Scourge and I kind of want to do more Scourge in Ichigo videos simply because I like their dynamic. I like the fact that Scourge, even though he's a good guy now, he wasn't always like that. And have a lot of he didn't have a lot of doubt about himself being a good guy because about all the evil stuff he did. And you notice how he always kind of says, he's king or hail to the king. Remember, kids, I think there's a reason for that, and I just put anti-King Max into the mix because I think that's kind of, I think that's kind of the reason. That's kind of the reason he wanted to be king. He saw what, he saw what, you know, he saw what he either saw what happened to his family or something else happened. But in any case, I just that video is just expanding upon what me and my friends used to do a little bit more, making Scourge a little bit more open. Yes, in my iteration, he's a good guy, but he still has a lot of things to overcome. He still wants to be seen as the tough guy no matter what situation they're in. And the moment where he's watching Scourge of Darkness, and he's at that point of the thing where Sonic and Sonic cry, he kind of feels for Sonic because I don't know, maybe he was in the exact situation, so he feels for him. But that's all I have really. I hope you enjoyed that video. Seriously, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed writing Scourge's stuff. You guys don't think I write it? Some videos I just wing it, but for this, I kind of made a note of what I wanted to say, and I just kind of ran with it. because it's been a while since Scourge and Ichigo have been on my channel, you know, and I just wanted to pay homage of I wanted to kind of pay homage to my two friends who made their accounts, but I also wanted to kind of show I kind of wanted to show that, you know, even though I used to do Scourge and Ichigo on my channel like in video form, I wanted to show what they've been doing, and yeah, so there that is. But it basically explains that, and I don't know. I have more ideas for that Scourge movie that may or may not happen. If you guys want to hear more, just give me a like. I want to know if anybody wants to hear more about that Scourge movie that I may or may not do. Eh, if not, it's just gonna be a cool idea that some of you can use if you want to, if you're that interested in Scourge. You know, when I keep saying that, when I keep saying that Scourge doesn't really have that much attention anymore, and the fact that Scourge even says it in the video, it's the truth. No one really pays it. No one really cares about Scourge as much as a character because they all just think he's recolored, and I kind of just playing that with Scourge, knowing that people have been saying that about him. But yeah, that's pretty much Scourge explained. And it wasn't 1 hour, but basically that's all I have. And tomorrow I have more Archie Sonic videos in the pipeline. So I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, and keep it chaotic, folks, for more videos. Also hit the bell icon so you can get a notification. So when you guys are notified, you'll so when I do a video, you'll be notified. Also, if you'd be so kind, share this with your friends. YouTube isn't like how it used to be, so I'm asking you guys to share my video, and I know that sucks because I feel like I'm begging, but I have to do it because you know your videos are not being seen the way they used to be, especially for smaller channels. So you guys need to help me. You guys need to give me a little bit of help, please, if you can. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's just if you do, I thank you, and if you don't, no pressure. I'm not pressuring you into that. So see you guys later, and keep it chaotic.